All right, so we're gonna do a really great event. It's a 4-hour coaching intensive that I host around the country, and obviously New World Title is going to be bringing it to San Antonio on Thursday. Rev Mortgage has been nice enough to let us host it in their location. They have a really great space for this type of stuff, and a few other sponsors, including Rentspired and Helotes are all going to be there. So this is going to be good stuff for all of us. But essentially, we're going to take you guys through the journey of building a foundation to create a strong business. And I, I would say I'm a foundation sort of coach, right? When I coach people and when I sit down with people at all levels, by the way, I've got clients that, are just beginning in the industry, and I've got clients that do 50 plus million a year. And every single one of them focuses on foundation. And the reason for that is because if you don't have, it's just like a building, right? If you don't have strong foundation in your business, you can't build the type of structure that you want on top of it. And that's just God honesty, right? When I
When I
when I say, when I say it in this
say
manner,
it in this manner.
oh, okay, I'm hearing my echo in Redbird. All right, cool. When I say it in this manner, what I'm trying to say to you is think about it in building structure, right? If I build a house on a foundation that was created for the Empire State Building, well, my house is gonna be okay, right? But if I reverse that, if I build a Empire State Building on a foundation that was designed to hold a house, well, that's not gonna work very well. And one of the things that real estate agents in general, and I'm going to open this up to like real estate agents, title sales reps, mortgage lenders, small business owners, some of the biggest mistakes that we do, and I'm going to say we because I've been in the industry 19 years and I've made these mistakes, and that's why I'm qualified to coach on them, right? Like we oftentimes try to grow past the foundation that we've created. And a lot of times we build strong foundation and we start building structure, and then we focus so much on the structure that we forget to maintain the foundation. Does that make sense to you guys? Right? Thumbs up if it does, right? And so what I'm thinking is I want to spend some time with you talking about maybe two of the foundational pieces that we're going to drive like the nail into on Thursday. Okay. And so, like Thursday's event, we're going to take you all the way from mindset. I've got King Mo, who's an MMA champion. If you don't know who he is, Google him. He's amazing. He's going to be flying in from South Florida. Man, hopefully, if with the hurricane barreling towards Florida, we're going to make him fly across and come into South Florida, or come into San Antonio. But he should be here, God willing. And when he gets here, the idea is that we are capable of taking
Okay, I'm here.
him and putting him on stage and discussing what it means to develop his foundation and his mindset, what it takes to have the mindset to walk into a ring, like if you could imagine, or walk into a cage. And some of you might be fighters already and you understand this, right? And we're going to take it from that. We're going to move it all the way through client acquisition, client conversion, client repeat, and clients who give you clients. And we're going to go through that over a 4-hour period on Thursday. So I hope to see you guys there. If you do not have your ticket yet, just go to itsafreedomday.com. That's it. Itsafreedomday.com. Choose San Antonio. There are 3 states on there. We're doing San Antonio, San Diego, and New York City. So make sure you choose San Antonio and get your ticket to come. Okay. Now, I'm going to touch on 2 of the pieces that we need to really discuss today, and something I'm extremely passionate about, and something that's very difficult for people to kind of wrap their heads around. Okay. And sorry, I'm sitting down. I don't like sitting down when I'm doing these because I feel like my energy's off, but I'm kind of limited in my space here. I'm in a hotel, so if I stand up, you won't see my head. So let's go hardcore on this, right? One of the very first foundational pieces that I think a lot of people really need to focus on, especially in our industry, is knowing who you want to sell to. Now, a lot of people will call that an avatar, right? And I'm sure you've heard that word before. having the right avatar, whether it be first-time home buyers, whether it be veterans, whether it be investors, whether it be luxury home buyers, whether it be, whatever it is that you want to sell to. It could be REOs, it could be short sales, it could be, was it probate, right? Like there's so many options in our industry, in the real estate industry, for you to focus on the perfect avatar. The problem with most real estate people and most small business owners, by the way, is that we are looking for somebody with a heartbeat and a credit score, right? And we need them, everybody, to buy from us. And so we have problems saying no. We have a problem choosing the right people we want to work with, and we have a problem saying no to people. Why do we have a problem saying no to people? Well, it's because we got to pay our bills too, right? So if somebody comes to you that doesn't fit your avatar, that doesn't fit your mold, that doesn't do what it is that you focus on and what your specialty, whatever you decided to do, right? When they come to you, you can't say no to them because you have to pay your bills. And this is a rock and a hard place, folks, and I get it, okay? It's a rock and a hard place because you have to pay your bills, but you also have to have the internal fortitude, the internal fortitude to know that you need to work with the right person because the right person will pay you the right amount. Because if you specialize in something, right, then people will pay you for what you specialize in. If you're a doctor and you're a general practitioner, you definitely make less money than a heart surgeon. Does that make sense? Right? So if I tell you, you need to become the heart surgeon of your industry, what does that mean to you? What are you most passionate about? Who are you most passionate about? Who you want to work with matters. And when someone is taking your time, okay, that doesn't fit the mold, then you're giving away time to someone that's dragging you through the streets doing something you shouldn't be doing, instead of you giving it to someone who will give you the fortitude to scale. What do I mean by this? Very simple. If I'm a yes man and I say yes to everyone, then I'm going to be working with an investor over here, a first-time buyer over there, a VA lender over there, a probate case over there, and I'm going to be so everywhere that I'm going to be the general practitioner. I'm not going to have a niche. And I'm sure you guys have heard this before. There are riches in the niches, right? I'm not going to have the right avatar. I'm not going to have the right person to work with. However, if I say I want to work with VA, that's my thing. I want to work with veterans. I want to work with VA loans. I'm going to find the best lender that does the best VA loans, right? And I'm going to focus on that and that alone. And somebody comes to me and says, hey, I'm an investor and I'm looking for flips. And, I want to buy, $50,000 properties that I can redevelop and flip for 200. And I want you to help me out. And I want to buy 4 of them this year. Man, that sounds sexy. He wants to buy 4 of them and he's going to let me relist them at 200. What happens? You move completely away from your veteran. So you're giving time to someone that's dragging you around the street looking at investment properties and possible flips when you could be massively hyper-focused on working with veterans. And in the beginning, this is a painful process. Having the right avatar in the beginning is a very painful process because you have to say no to money. And that's tough. But here's the crazy part. Over time, because a great business is not built overnight, over time, what happens is that you get abundance in what you focus on. So I help one veteran, that veteran tells his buddies, I help another veteran, I help another veteran, I help another veteran. And then I spread my specialty a little bit. I start teaching veterans how to house hack. A lot of you are in San Antonio that are watching today. This is Military City, is it not? Right? So imagine just taking a moment and super hyper focusing on helping veterans house hack. Hey, you're in the military, you're stationed here. Are you allowed to live off base? Yes? Cool. How much is your BAH? If you don't know what that means, it's time to look it up. Do you qualify for a mortgage? Let me introduce you to my lender. Let's go look at a duplex. You live on one side, let the other person pay rent. When you get stationed somewhere else, you move out, rent out both sides, move to your next duty station, rinse and repeat. And do it again, and do it again, and do it again. Refinance yourself out of the VA loan so you can open it up for the next duty station. And do it again, and do it again. And if you teach somebody how to do this, by the way, when they go to their next duty station, you'll be the one to rent their spaces out all the time, manage their property, etc., right? Or refer it to a property management company that looks out for you. And then wherever they go, you say, I know realtors there. Let me recommend you to my friend. And now you create a network of real estate professionals that work with veterans, right? You see where I'm going with this. You get a 25% referral for anything they buy over there. You continue to be the centrifugal force for that one client, no matter where they go. You stay in contact with them consistently. And that one person over time is worth, over a 10-year period, again, this takes time to build, over a 10-year period, that person moves every 3 years. They're responsible for at least 3 purchases, maybe 4 purchases. And during that time, they refer you how many deals? Because every purchase that you do with somebody is almost equivalent to 3 referrals if you're contacting them consistently and making a strong effort. So if they do 3 and they refer you 3 for every 3, that's 9 more clients you made. Rinse and repeat that for every person that you touch in your niche. And this is hard to do, but it is foundational work, ladies and gentlemen. This is the real deal. This is how you make real money. And by the way, this is also how you don't have to discount your commissions. You don't have to discount your income. Why? Because you have tremendous value. And when you bring value to the table, that overpowers anything. And anyone is down to pay for value. Every single person in this room would pay for value. Any single person in this room who had heart failure would pay for the best heart surgeon. You pay for it, you figure it out. Oh, but I don't have money for that, doctor. We're going to figure this out. Because that doctor's going to save your life. Anyone here gets arrested, you're not trying to use the guy that's, doing this for charity work. You're trying to hire a good lawyer. Does that make sense to y'all, right? If you get sued, you're not trying to hire the guy who doesn't know what he's doing. You're trying to hire the guy that specializes in what you got sued in so that you can win your case. I can give you profession after profession after profession where I know anyone in this Zoom right now would pay top dollar for the right specialized person. And so I'm giving you 2 pieces here. I'm giving you a niche and an avatar. But again, you have to have this crazy internal fortitude to say no to people that you should not be working with. And in our crazy industry, I could say, look, Frank Mendez, you're on. I could say, you know what? I don't work with that, but Frank does. That's my boy, Frank. So I'm going to refer you to Frank. Frank's going to take good care of you. And then Frank's going to pay me 25% for taking good care of my client. So I'm still going to make money because of the industry that we happen to be in. You can do that. And Frank might work in my office, so I'll pass by Frank all the time and check on John Smith, who I referred him. And he'll say things like, yeah, John's got me dragging all over the place looking for these flips, but hey, that's what I do. Because Frank might specialize in investors. And Frank might turn around and look at me and say, hey, I've got this property that I sold to an investor that's ready for sale. It's cool, right? He might say, it's going on the market next week. You got any veterans that want to buy property? Because he knows I specialize in veterans. He might care about veterans, but he might not work with them like that. So he might look at me and say, hey, go and give you work. And this is how we build business. This is how we create foundational work using a niche and the perfect avatar. All right, the next thing that I'll say this kind of relates to is choosing the right people to work alongside, because this is really the key to scaling, right? Every one of you is where you are and associated to who you're associated with for a reason, because you believe in the message, you believe in the strength of your office, you believe in the strength in your leadership, you believe, and you want that to help you scale your business. So when I say choosing the right people to work alongside, this goes up and down and sideways. Let me explain. For some of you, your solo agents, up means the place that you work at, the office that you work at, right? I'm seeing folks here from different offices, and I'm seeing the beautiful setup over there at Redbird, and you guys are there for a reason, right? I'm seeing Vanessa and Rob on here and some of their team members. They're there for a reason, because they believe in the leadership. They believe in the scalability through their leadership. They believe that they can grow, or you believe you can grow because of where you are. And that's strength in being aligned with the right people. Then we go down. Some of you might be team leaders or inspiring team leaders. When you're a team leader, you equally have to bring people onto your team who fit your goal. If they don't fit your goal and your standards and your niche and your avatar, they don't need to be on your team. You don't have to say yes to everyone with the mentality of thinking that that person will be worth whatever, so I'll just take them. Why? Because the wrong person on your team will take your time. And time is the most valuable thing we all have. It is the one thing I can't get back. If I lose money on someone, cool, I'll recoup money. If I lose a listing, cool, I'll get another listing. That's not a problem. But if I lose time with someone, if they take my time, I can't say, cool, I'll just get all my time back, because it doesn't work that way, right? So that's down, choosing the right people you want working with you personally in your business. Now let's go sideways. Choosing the right lender, choosing the right title company, shameless plug, New World Title, right? Choosing the right people you want working sideways, alongside. This is the key to scaling. Make sure that your team, including lender, title inspector, so forth and so on, all of these people are 100%. And if you don't have a name for somebody, go up, reach out to your leadership and say, who do you work with? I want to work with them. Leaders, work with them. Leadership, your people.
Excuse me, you're cutting in and out, David.
Okay, so about that. Is everybody hearing me? Okay, Vanessa, can you hear me okay, or is it tough? It's tough. Okay. I am doing my best here.
We can hear you. You're just breathing.
All right, all right. We'll keep going. I apologize for that, guys. Like I said, I'm on a hotel Wi-Fi system here. And let me see if I could change to my Mike. I'm going to see if I change to my iPad, and we'll go from there if that's cool.
Okay.
Dave, we can hear you fine. So just FYI, your audio is perfect.
Oh yeah? Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna keep going then. I'm gonna keep going if that's cool. All right, so going back to what I was saying, many of you choose to scale when you're not ready to scale, okay? So if you're new in this industry, you need to go to leadership and you need to say, who do I need to work with? Who's the right lender? Who's the right title company, New World Title? Who is the right inspector? Who are those people? And then you need to make a point to go meet with these people and make them a part of your culture and what you're doing, right? And if you've decided who your avatar is and you've decided who you want to work with and you've decided what your niche is, you can let these people know so that they're very well aware of who you are and what you do, and that you're not a general practitioner, that you're not a yes person, that you're not just saying yes to everybody, that you work with specific types of people, right? And the next piece I'll tell you is many of you are trying to build teams before you need to build a team. Be careful with that. If you're not ready to scale, slow down and build the business that you have in front of you. When the business in front of you becomes too much, that's when you add. And then you add the right people. Now, is this true for all levels? Let's talk about scalability in real estate. Solo agents, it is true. Team leaders, it is true, right? Because there's a scale. You be a solo agent, then you become a team leader. And then after team leader, maybe you become a mega team leader. Then after mega team leader, maybe you open a brokerage, right? And you become a broker owner. Here's the fun part. Being careful with scalability as a solo agent, tremendous truth. Team leader, tremendous truth, right? Because you want to actually have business before you become a team. You can't just run around and say, hey, John and Joe meet each other at the soda machine and go, let's create the John and Joe team and just run with that and do a bunch of social media tweets about, or reels or whatever, about the John and Joe team who has no business and is not doing anything out there. Right? Build the business, then add people to help you scale the business. Build the business, then add people to help you scale the business. Okay? You become a mega team leader. It starts to shift a little bit. Why? Because mega team leaders are focused on numbers. And then when you become a brokerage, it completely changes and you're focused on numbers. You're focused on the amount of people you bring into your business. And of course, you don't want everybody, but you understand the mission in growth, unless you're building a small brokerage who is hyper-focused on your niche and avatar, right? And so this is the key right here. So I wrote this down. I said, many of you work to scale when you're not ready. You have to build a business that requires you to scale, not a business you only desire to scale. I just wrote that down a little while ago, right? And so if you understand what I'm saying you have to build a business that requires you to grow. It's a requirement. I have so much inbound that I need to grow to be able to handle that and create outbound, okay? And not a business that you just desire to grow. Wouldn't it be cool if I was a team? Wouldn't it be cool if people worked under my name, right? Irrelevant. Is it cool? Sure. Is it scalable? No. Will it last? Absolutely not. Right? And so the key takeaways that I really hope that everybody takes away today. Number one, don't say yes to everyone. Figure out who your person is, who your real avatar is. Figure that piece out so that you can create a niche around that person and build a business on a foundation that requires you to scale. Those are your 3 key takeaways, okay? Any questions for me out there? And Jeff, I know you got a bunch of people in the room, so if anybody has questions, just can you say it out loud to me? I appreciate it. Anyone have any questions that they want to, or anything that they want to touch on? Nada. What's up, Erica? Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I'm ready for Thursday.
Awesome, man. I can't wait to see everybody on Thursday. It's going to be really, really, really fun.
Yeah.
Really fun. I'm putting Jeff, Rob, and Vanessa on the stage, and I'm sending them 0 questions in advance.
Ooh, you put in that fire underneath them. I told Vanessa we're gonna have a cheering section for her with pop signs. Say, you got this.
Yes, yes. Bring the cheer, folks. Bring the cheer. Bring the spirit, you know? All right, if nobody has any questions, yeah.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
I got one question for you, man. Hey,
Sure.
so let's say you have someone on your team and they've been with you for a minute and they're just not the right culture fit. They're not the right hustle fit, and time is kind of like I I guess, sifted that out. So you know, like they're not they're not equally yoked in your dream or desire for growth or numbers or sales or whatever the case may be. How does David Kurz have that conversation with someone who you have to exit from your organization?
I think there's a very solid way of having an amicable conversation in that sense. And that conversation really extends from a place of contribution, in my belief, right? Hey, Jeff, listen, let's sit down, have a conversation, man. You understand this is what we do, this is who we are, and this is what we're scaling to become. Do you feel that you're touching those goals or following the spirit of this team? And I think when you ask a question like that, people become honest with themselves. And the answer is going to be no. And I think there's a quick way of letting people go. Listen, there's a saying that says hire slow, fire fast. Right? Hire slow, fire fast. Make your hiring process an obstacle course. But open the door quick when it's time to go. Because if someone's on your team, and you said something really pinnacle, Jeff, you said they've been with you for some time and they're not fitting the mold. Well, that means that you as a leader have known this for too long already. And it's been time to let them go. And I think that's okay for your business, because you got to look out for your business. Awesome, man. Anyone else have any questions before we shout out? All right, awesome, guys, man. It was really great seeing everybody today. Like I said, we're going to do this every second Tuesday of the month. We'll do this live webinar with everybody. And then, of course, on Thursday, it's a freedomday.com. We have our special Freedom Day event, 4-hour coaching intensive. We're going to have fun. You're going to hear a lot of stories. You're going to learn a lot about me and all the crazy shit that I've been through in my career, so that you don't have to go through it too. All right, is that fair? So much love to everybody. We'll see you guys soon.